Ukraine applied for EU candidate status on the fifth day of a full-scale invasion by Russian troops. As early as the end of May, representatives of Ukrainian diplomacy claimed that there were still skeptical countries in Europe that were not ready to vote for such a decision. And already on June the 17th, Ursula von der Leyen reported that the European Commission recommends granting Ukraine the status of an EU candidate.
In the view of the Commission, Ukraine has clearly demonstrated the country's aspiration and the country's determination to live up to European values and standards. Ukraine, before the war, had already embarked on its way towards the European Union. For 8 years now, it had already been gradually moving closer to our union.
With EU candidate status, Ukraine will have to meet 7 requirements. Among them are the reform of the Constitutional Court, the continuation of judicial reform in general, and the strengthening of the fight against corruption. This item includes the election of a new head of the Specialized Anti-Corruption Prosecutor's Office and a new direction of the National Anti-Corruption Bureau. It will also be necessary to adopt a law on fighting against the so-called money laundering, implement the anti-oligarch law, establish an independent media regulator, and complete the legislation on national minorities. At the end of the year, the European Commission will analyze Ukraine's implementation of these requirements.
The candidate status in the European Union means, first of all, economic cooperation on a qualitatively new level, in particular the possibility to get access to special EU funds, which will help to finance the improvement of the socio-economic situation in the country, which in turn will help to adapt to the standards of the European Union. Also, the process of European integration is very important to keep the spirit of Ukrainians in these difficult days, and the fact that Ukraine is perceived as an equal partner would be a good signal of support.
Along with the reforms Ukraine needs, candidate status will bring the country unprecedented financial support for post-war reconstruction. The exact amount will be known after the roadmap is approved, but according to Ukrainian government officials, there are billions of euros involved.
After this decision is made, the priority will be to renovate Ukraine, build new infrastructure, support the Ukrainian economy, and of course, end the war with the mobilization of additional military support. Candidate status, apart from an important political signal, gives Ukraine a completely different status in its relations with the European Union. In particular, as a candidate country, we get access to the structural funds of the European Union.
In addition, Ukraine will be able to fully participate in all EU programs and initiatives. The country's legislation in the sphere of private business regulation will be synchronized with the European one. This will help to attract foreign capital after the end of the active phase of the war. According to experts, the fact that Ukraine has come so quickly to obtain candidate status in conditions of war is also a strong political signal of support from Europe.
The European Union has no experience in granting candidate status to a country that is under constant shelling and in the hot phase of war. That is, we have almost nothing to compare it with. This is an unprecedented situation. It is true that after victory and the end of the war, it will indeed be necessary to be able to rebuild cities. But also, we should not hope that Ukraine became a candidate for the EU and immediately everyone retreated. Russia claimed that no one would ever wait for us in the European Union. And this will be the proof of the opposite, that Ukraine has chosen the civilized world and they wait for us there and want to see us there.
Candidacy will also help Ukraine in the area of defense. Financial programs provide for such expenditures. Also, the new status will make it easier for the country to negotiate with Western partners on deliveries of military equipment. Reported by Paweł Stelmach, Larisa Zubenko, UATV News.